it's Lee, and today I wanted to share with you a recipe that my family loves for a really delicious apple crumb pie. So first you're going to need a 9-inch unbaked pie crust, and you're going to want to stick that in the fridge and chill it. I cheated. This is the kind you get at the store and you just unroll. So I'm going to stick this in the fridge and we'll get started on the crumb topping. Also, you want to preheat your oven to 375 degrees. So to start the crumb topping, we need 1 cup of all-purpose flour, 1/8 teaspoon of salt, and 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/2 cup of firmly packed brown sugar, and 1/2 cup of softened butter. Then we're just going to mix those together until we get a nice crumbly topping. You want to be careful not to make a batter out of this, or a dough. So it's done. It's at the consistency where it's crumbly, but we can sort of form it into clumps. And that's where you want it. We're going to set this aside and start the pie filling. For the apple filling, you're going to need 6 cups of peeled and sliced apples. I don't use any particular kind of apple. I go to an apple orchard, I pick apples, they all go into a box, and I just grab them out of the box. I just use a variety. You're going to add 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla to your apples and stir that up. We're going to set that aside for a minute. Then you're going to take 1/2 cup of granulated sugar, 1.5 teaspoons of cinnamon. You can actually use apple pie spice if you prefer, and 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour, and mix those together. Then we're going to take this mixture and mix it into the apples and vanilla. Try to coat all of the apples with the sugar and flour mixture. Take your chilled pie crust out of the oven and add your out of the refrigerator and add your apples. You can do this really neatly if you like. Make sure you get all the sugar and cinnamon. Push them down in there a little bit. I just have it on this baking tray in case there's spillover in the oven. Then take your crumb topping and put it evenly over the top. For variety, you could add some raisins, nuts, or caramels to the apples before you put them in the pie crust. I just don't have any of those things on hand. So now we're going to pop this into a 375 degree oven for about 50 minutes. You just want to keep an eye on it to make sure the crust doesn't burn or the topping doesn't burn, and to make sure the apples are tender. So the last step is to add a sugar glaze. I don't really have a recipe for this. I just use powdered sugar, a little bit of butter, a little bit of vanilla, and a little bit of milk just to make it in this consistency. So once you have your pie topped with the glaze, you're just going to let it sit for a little bit to let that glaze harden, and then you can cut into it.